Hi guys, today I am doing a little video on the present continuous tense. It is often called the present progressive tense. In both cases, it means in progress or continuing, so the two words can help you understand which verb we are talking about. I will be using today a slideshow created by Pearson Education. So I did not create this and I want to give them credit for it. Very good material. It's from Azar Grammar. So if you're interested in buying grammar exercise books, come see me. I'll give you the source. Now let's start. So here's what I want to review with you guys today. Oops. So first, we're going to take a look at how we form the present progressive or the present continuous. Then we're going to talk about special spelling with the present progressive. We're going to talk about how to form the negatives, and we're going to talk about how to create questions. The present progressive is formed with the verb to be and a second verb that we add ing to. For example, I am working in the library right now. You have your verb to be that is conjugated with your subject, and you have the verb to work that becomes working. Now, the other important word to realize is the word right now, because the present progressive is an action that is happening right now and will continue. So right now, this girl is working in the library and she will probably continue in the next minutes or even the next hours. So let's take a look at how we form the present progressive. We form the present progressive by conjugating our verb to be. The next verb we leave as is, except that we add ing. It becomes I am working in the library right now. If you change the subject, you have to conjugate your verb to be. For example, Lily is working in the library right now. If I'm using you, it will become you are working in the library right now. The verb working never changes. What changes is the verb to be. If you still don't know your verb to be, you should memorize it. The other important part is that the action is happening right now. Sometimes your sentence will not say the words right now at the end of it. So you will have to think in your head, could I add right now to my sentence? If the answer is yes and it works, you probably need to use the present progressive. So just to recap, you will be using the verb to be plus the ing to form the present progressive. With I, with he, she, it, and with you, you will be using am, is, and are. Let's try it. We have the verb to read. I'm asking you the question, what is the boy doing? It doesn't say right now, but it is implied. So he is reading. With the verb to paint, what is the girl doing? I'm asking what she is doing right now. She is painting. With the verb to play, what are the children doing right now? They are playing. See how simple it is? One more, with the verb to eat, what is this boy doing right now? He is eating. Now, some words will have a different spelling when you add ing to it. For example, she is sitting. Sitting comes from the verb to sit, S-I-T, but we have doubled the T before adding ing. There are rules to follow to know when to double a letter or not. Rule number 1. If your word ends with a consonant plus an E. A consonant, if you don't remember, they're at the bottom of the screen. I'm not going to read all of them, but they're B, C, D, F, and all of the other ones. So if your word ends with a consonant, one of these letters, plus an E, then you need to remove the E and then add ing. For example, with smile, you would remove the E and it would become smiling. You don't double the L, you leave it as is. That's rule number 1. Let's take a look at another one. Consonant plus an E. I have dine. What am I going to do? This is a consonant. My next letter is an E. It will become dining. I don't double anything. I simply drop my E. Now, rule number 2 is a little different. If my word ends with one vowel plus one consonant, the example here is sit. The vowel, in case you don't remember, is A, E, I, O, and U. In my case here with sit, I have I, which is a vowel, and T, which is a consonant. What do? I double my consonant before I add ing. It will become sitting. There's an exception. We do not double with W, X, and Y. For example, with pay, my last letter, my consonant, is a Y. I don't double ing. Clear? It becomes paying. Let's go to another rule. Rule number 2 again, sorry. End of verb plus ing. What do? I have one vowel and one consonant. So let's take a look at this example again. My vowel, my consonant. I double my consonant and I add ing. Rule number 3, now a different rule. Rule number 3, if I have two vowels and one consonant, as in this case, I have an E and an A and my last letter is a D. I do not double the consonant. So read becomes reading. Same thing, two vowels, one consonant. I have sleep, two E's and a P. I do not double and I add ing. If you're not sure how to do these rules, you can always use a dictionary and check the examples. Most of the time with sleep, you will have an example in the present continuous and it will say sleeping and you will know how to spell it. Now, rule number 4, when I have two consonants that end my word, in this example, I have an S and an H. I add ing and I don't double the consonant. So brushing stays like this. Same rule, two consonants, I have an N and a K. I do not double and I add ing. Now remember that you can rewind this video at any time, so you can go back and check out the rules again before actually doing the practice. You can also pass this section if you feel that you are ready for it. Now let's practice if we double or not. We have shake hands. My verb is shake. What are the women doing in the picture right now? The women are shaking hands. It's rule number 1. I drop the E and I add ing. Next one, I have pick flowers. So what is Marta doing right now? Marta is picking. It's rule number 4. I add ing, but I do not double the consonant because my two letters are a C and a K. Rain. What is it doing right now? It is raining. I add ing and I do not double because I have a vowel and another vowel before. Run. What is this girl doing? The girl is running. It's rule number 2. So I do double the consonant and I add ing because I have a vowel and a consonant at the end. Learning these rules, by the way, will help you also with the past tense when you add ed. In other instances, it might help you too, as in the plural and things like that. So it's good to know these rules. Once you know them for life. Blow bubbles. So what is the girl doing? She is blowing bubbles. It is an exception to rule number 2 because we don't double a W. So we have a vowel and a consonant, but we don't double when it's a W. Now, how do we put the present progressive or the present continuous in the negative? It's very simple. We simply insert our not in the middle of the two verbs. So in the middle of my verb to be and my ing one. So he is not studying, he is yawning, which I hope you're not doing right now. I am not studying, I am yawning was my example. With am, with is, with are, it's always the same thing. I add not and then my verb with the ing. I can also combine my verb to be and my negative. We call that the contracted form. So it will become Jada isn't running, she's walking. Or Scott and Katie aren't crying, they're laughing. If you're not sure how to combine the two and form the contracted form, a little trick. The letter that has disappeared is the O of not. You replace that O with an apostrophe. So that gives you a good indication. Let's try it out. David isn't walking. He's, what are we going to do? Riding a bike. We have combined the two with an apostrophe S. So instead of saying he is, we did an apostrophe S. What is missing? The I, the vowel, that is being replaced by the apostrophe. Stephen isn't resting, he's working. So in both cases, I have put them together. My O is missing with the apostrophe, and here my I is missing with the apostrophe. Let's practice again. Take a picture and eating. Miss Taylor is taking a picture. She's not eating. Now, how do we form questions in the present progressive? Again, very easy. Remember that with yes/no questions, all you do is you inverse your subject and your verb. The verb you will inverse is the verb to be. So is Yu Ying walking? What did I do? I took my verb to be, my subject was Yu Ying, and my verb goes right after. If I want to answer this question, I have two ways of doing it, a short answer and a long answer. So yes, she is. Yes, she's walking. Both of them are absolutely acceptable answers. Are they studying? I have my verb to be, my subject, and then studying. If I have a question word to add to my question, so an information question, it is exactly the same thing, except that in the front, I put my question word. Where, are, my verb to be, subject, they, and then my ing, studying. And the short answer would be in the classroom, or the long answer would be they are studying in the classroom. Again, what are they washing? My question word, my verb to be, my subject, and then my ing verb. It becomes two possible answers, the car or they are washing the car. Depends on what you are being asked. If you're speaking, you can probably get away with the car. If you're writing your answer, especially for a quiz, I would use the full and long answer. Again, why are they washing the car? I can do the short answer because it's dirty, or I can do a longer answer. They are washing the car because it's dirty, which is a little bit longer. Let's try it out. Is Ankle? The answer is yes, she is, or Ankle is working on her car. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do a yes/no question. I already have my verb to be conjugated at the top. Then Ankle. So what's missing is working on her car. Here, you have nothing, so you have to build that question. But I do know it's a yes/no question because I have the answer here. So it's going to be the verb to be first. Is James feeding the birds? Verb to be, subject, ing, and the rest of the sentence. Again, I have an answer that starts with yes, so it is a yes/no question. It will start with the verb to be, and the answer is Inez drinking coffee? Last question and end of the lesson. My answer is no, so it is a yes/no question. It will start with to be, And it is it raining? Although it does look more like snow in the picture, which is why it says no, it isn't. It isn't raining. It's actually snowing. That's it for today's lesson on the present continuous. Remember that if you have any questions, my recoup are on day 2 and day 9. Room 341, come and see me if you have any questions. Bye-bye now.